Hi, welcome back. Now that you have error bars on your graphs, let's talk about the final ending. Like how do we make conclusions using those error bars? Okay. So here I have inserted, this is a different set than was on the error bar video. I took my mass data that we've been working with for my Pendulum 2 and I added error bars, okay? And so I have these vertical lines with little caps on all of my points, and now I need to figure out, like, what am I going to do with this information? Okay. Error bars are incredibly useful because what they do is they allow us to figure out if our data is changing enough for us to actually say it made a difference. So, like, for example, if you were to take a rock off of the planet Earth and throw it out into space all the way out, it doesn't come back to Earth, would the Earth's mass change? Well, the answer to that really depends on how picky you are, doesn't it? So if you're super picky, then you're like, yeah, the Earth's mass change. But if you're not picky, because you know the Earth has like 10 to the 31 kilograms and that rock was half a kilogram and no one's going to notice that that thing went missing, you might say, well, the Earth's mass doesn't change appreciably. And you see that appreciably thing, right? So what we're trying to figure out is, did our data change enough so that we can say we see a good result? We see an actual trend. So if you remember with my mass, I was really not confident in my conclusions. And so error bars are going to really help me kind of narrow down what's actually happening. So before I make conclusions with my mass error bars, let's take a look at my instructions here for Pendulum Lab 2. And I've gone ahead and like zoomed in 300% so we can kind of see this part here. Okay. Here I have 3 error bar sets, okay? These 2 points here, if you can see this gray line here, that's like the area that they overlap with each other, okay? So in that gray box, if these 2 points, they overlap each other a lot. Here, you can see that this bar and this bar overlaps each other. They do overlap, but not as much as these 2 do. Here, these 2 points, the bars don't overlap at all with each other, okay? That overlap is what we are focused on here. Okay, so I have to move like my face so I can get this back down to like normal size. Maybe that's a little... Okay, that's good enough. Okay, I'm gonna move. I know. Why Gressley getting so picky? Sorry, thanks for putting up with me. All right, so what we're going to do now is look at my actual data and say, does stuff overlap? Okay, well, if I just take my first 2 points, it looks like the error bars don't overlap. Like they touch the edges, but that's not like much overlap at all. But then these next 2 really do overlap a lot with each other. This one and this one overlap a little bit, and with this one, and then these 4 all kind of overlap, and this one oh my goodness, you know what? It looks like the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of these overlap with each other, and half of them overlap with the first one. So I'm actually seeing a lot of overlap. And if you see a lot of overlap, that means that those points are not going to be correlated. So let's take a look at what we're up to here. We're going to draw a conclusion about the error bars. Oh, first we have to cut and paste our graph with the error bars into our document, and you know how long that takes my computer. So we'll just have a few seconds together of awkward time waiting for my computer to put the graph in. Hey, well, you know what? Oh, that was super fast. You can go ahead and pause at this point and put your 3 graphs in too. man. All right, let's make our conclusions. So I'm going to conclude about my mass one, that mass is not correlated with period. The error bars overlap. In fact, almost all the points overlap with all the other points. Like there's some serious overlap going on here. Okay, so let's make sure with the instructions that we're being thorough enough. Okay, since the error bars is okay. Okay, oh, you could write a hybrid conclusion like, well, some of them overlap and some don't. So, okay. At this point, though, I want to point out, I just used point twice, sorry, that for the error bar conclusions, you only have two choices. Either they are correlated or not correlated. So you're not going to use negative or positive in these conclusions. You would either say it's correlated or not correlated. All right, so at this time, pause and go ahead and fill out your conclusions based on your error bars. This is really good work. I am really glad that you're still with me for the very last part of this, which is the confidence statement about using these error bars. Okay, for my no correlation, I am 90% confident that there is no correlation between mass and period. The error bars overlap so much. In fact, only the first point has any non-overlap going on at all. So, I mean, 5 of my points, 5 points, all overlap. That's a strong no. There. Okay, so I have written very simply y and my, remember I wrote a percent in my confidence level, and so that's how to end the lab today, is just with your confidence statements, and that's just concerning your error bars. In lab 3, what we're going to do is put everything together and also add one last bit, which is called a mathematical model of your pendulum. And we'll be sophisticated labbers at that point, okay? But for now, thanks for watching. Thanks for being my lab partner. Great work finishing the lab. And if there was anything unclear, please don't hesitate. Send me a note on Remind or email. I love to hear from my students, and I'm here to help. Have a great day.